Welcome to a week in the life of an everyday athlete. Okay, this is this week's training. Monday we've got a rest day, which sounds crazy and foreign to most training programs, but I like taking a Monday as a rest day because it's my busiest day at work. I've got a few other commitments, which means I can just focus on them rather than thinking about having to get a session in, and it means on a Sunday I can relax a little bit as well. Tuesday, first workout of the week, upper body strength into a conditioning session. Wednesday, one of my favourite days of the week, cycling to work, cycling from work as well. This might change depending on the weather. If the weather's good on Wednesday, I'm going for it. I checked today and it looks good. Today being Sunday, checked and the weather looks good enough for me to cycle on Wednesday. Thursday, this is a bit of an unusual one for this week in the sense that I'm doing not the lower body strength part. That's a staple. I always do that on a Thursday. That is a tough session, especially after biking about 30 miles the day before. My legs do feel it and I do systemically feel fatigued after that quite a lot, but I like going in and training with that because this is the thing when it comes to this sort of style of like hybrid training. When you're doing a lot of running, a lot of cycling and then going lifting, you're probably not going to be in there optimal. You're going to have to train with a bit of fatigue. So on that Thursday session I do find that, but if I can maintain especially my squat strength, if I can maintain that at where I'm at right now, I'm pretty happy with that, to be honest. This week I've got a zone 2 run at lunchtime because one of the guys is retiring this week, so we're all going to run at lunch because he is an avid runner. So between me and him we've probably done about 670 marathons, including ultra marathons, and he's done 660 of those. So this guy is a very experienced runner. Friday is a zone 2 run, an easy day because after Wednesday and Thursday they're quite heavy days. Saturday, full body workout. This is probably my favourite workout of the week, being honest with you. There's a good few things in there that I really enjoy. And then on Sunday, I've got a tempo run planned. One of the other reasons why I like taking Monday as a rest day is it means I'm at home on a Monday. And because I'm usually out at the gym or going out to train or run, whatever it may be, cycling to work, I'm not usually here. So I like having that little bit of novelty where I'm actually in the house before work cooking my breakfast. And you'll see what my breakfast is going to be in a minute, very shortly. There you go, a standard for every day, making some coffee in my nice Stay Strong mug that Amy got me for Christmas last year. There we have Monday morning breakfast, 3 fried eggs, 100 grams of cottage cheese, 150 grams yogurt, and then some berries, and then a black coffee. Hello, it's now Tuesday morning and it's 5:20, so up nice and early to go to the gym. It's first training day of the week. And we're going to have a coffee, which I've got sitting there, and I've got a bagel with some jam on it that I'm going to have before I head off to the gym. So before we go into the gym, got my pre-workout here, got some beta-alanine, citrulline mally and taurine, which is a staple before I go in and do these workouts. I'm going to eat that, I'm going to drink that, and then I'm going to head inside and get this workout smashed. First exercise of the upper body strength workout, incline bench press, 3 sets of 6. This is my second set here and feeling really good during it. I've been really enjoying doing this lift over the last few months. What I'll do in a couple of weeks is I'll actually rotate this back out for bench press and spend some time on that. I done weighted pull-ups after my incline bench press. However, I couldn't get any footage just because the gym was quite busy at this time in the morning. So moving on into push press. One of my favourite exercises that translates over into sport, especially when I'm doing high rocks because you need strength for the wall balls. So really enjoy doing this one. Again, 3 sets of 6. All of these movements here, push press, bench press and the weighted pull-ups, were done for 3 sets of 6. Looking to get those strength gains. Finished this morning's upper workout and conditioning, back in the car now ready to go to work. Threw in a wee cheeky 10 minutes sauna there as well at the end, which was really nice. A conditioning workout, which was 20-minute AMRAP, 21-15-9-6, calories in the ski, box jumps, dumbbell thrusters with 10s, and then burpees over the box. So it was pretty tough, pretty intense, but it was a really good workout and I'm feeling good for it. And now I'm going to head up to work. It has been quite a busy day just with work, and then I came home and realised that I'd actually left my keys in work in my jacket because I'm cycling in tomorrow. So I left my jacket there just in case it's raining or whatever, I need to go outside when it's time of my walk. And inside that jacket is my house keys. So I got home and started walking down the path to the front door and realised, wait a minute, my house keys are in work. So I had to phone Amy. Luckily, she hadn't quite gotten to the gym yet. So I drove over, met her, picked up the keys and came home and then made the dinner tonight. So I'm going to show you what we've got. This is one of our staple meals that we make, and it's really good because it makes 4 portions. So you've got dinner for a couple of nights or a lunch or whatever, and it is this. It is a chicken and feta pie that we make. I say we make ourselves. We don't make the pastry ourselves. We buy that from the shops, but it tastes amazing. I'll show you in a wee second when I get into it. So there we go. We've got the chicken and feta pie. We've got some peppers in there, onion and spinach as well. I'm going to get fired right into this. Good morning. Up, ready to cycle to work. Here we go. Quite windy this morning, but it's part and parcel of cycling, so you just have to get used to it. But yeah, feeling a bit fatigued based on the fact that I had a broken sleep and had a first session yesterday, so that's playing its part. But I'm going to get in, get showered up and then go and start my day. What a cycle that was. 28k on the way home there, and done it under an hour. It was 59:46 minutes, which is my fastest cycle home in the time I've been cycling, so really happy with that. That's about 3 minutes PB from last week, or 2-3 minutes, so huge improvements. Sometimes it's just your luck, but because you get the run of the lights, or you just feel really good. But there's a certain segment going up the steep climb that I just felt I was flying. I felt I was going so fast up the hill, and it just felt amazing. So really happy with that. I'm going to get in. I'm soaking, as you can tell. It's pretty warm today, so nice cycling conditions. I'm going to go in now, get a shower, and then make myself some dinner. One of the things with cycling as well is on that cycle home there, it's downhill, so it gives you a bit more leeway in terms of like really pushing your speed. When it comes to cycling, a lot of people think or even like just doing bike work in general, if you're in the gym, sitting on the bike, spinning your legs is what you're doing. Obviously you're getting adaptations from that, but to really feel like you need to be on the harder end of easy when you're doing that, I try and make sure my heart rate is quite high, so it will feel uncomfortable because you are trying to push it, but you've not got the impact of like when you're running, you've not got that impact on the ground. You're clipped in and you can just really push your legs and go for it. Thursday morning, probably one of the hardest sessions because my legs feel tired, and systemically my full body feels quite tired, especially after over 2 hours worth of cycling the day before. But we're here to do legs, and I have always loved squats. One of the best exercises for overall strength and just fun, really. I know they sound horrible and sometimes they can feel horrible, but once you get your groove for squats, they're amazing. So this morning, 3 sets of 6. I think this is about 120 kilos or just over 120 kilos, and felt quite good. One change that I've made to my squats is actually stop squatting in front of a mirror in the squat racks that are in this gym, purely because it's a little bit off-putting staring at yourself, and I think you cut yourself a little bit more slack when it comes to your depth, whereas when you're squatting just off the rack like this, you're a little bit more honest with yourself when you go down, and you just feel it. You feel what you know is the right depth to go to. So finished off there. As you can see, a bit frustrated with myself with the last rep, but that's it. After squats, I done remaining deadlifts. I couldn't get footage of that because there was a big group working out beside me and I couldn't put my tripod up. So into calf raises. I've included these because they're really important for me at the minute, especially coming back from the shin splints injury that I had earlier on in the year. These have been really good just for strengthening around my calf and especially my soleus. I've been doing a lot of work on that, also including things like tib raises, a lot of stretching for my calf and my soleus muscle as well, just to really help get rid of this injury and just recover from it as quickly and as best as I can. So these have been a staple of that recovery process. Final 2 exercises of the workout, and they are a superset, leg extensions and leg curls on the machines. When I'm on the leg extension, I make sure that I actually have the seat further back than what I usually used to do. What this does is it allows my quad to really open up and it just increases the stretch on it. Thanks Jeff Nippard for that one. I'm doing the seated leg curl because I feel like I get more out of that compared to the lying leg curl. I do the opposite compared to the leg extension, where rather than leaning back, I actually lean forward, and that just opens up your hip a little bit more and gives you a greater stretch on your hamstrings and allows you to work through that full range of motion. As you can see, I'm doing that by grabbing as far in front of me as I can, rather than trying to grab the handles that are right beside your body, almost like pulling yourself forward, and that just really opens up the back of your hips into your glutes and your hamstrings. It's now Friday evening, so jump forward a bit, but I had a little change of plan today. So I was going to go out on my run this morning, but I woke up and, to be honest, I was really tired. I thought there was something there. Needed an extra bit of sleep, and sometimes you've got to do that. You've got to just listen to your body, and that was one of those mornings. So extra bit of sleep, bit of lie-in, moved my run to this afternoon. It's a lovely day anyway, so I'm going to get this run done. Had a wee haircut as well, nice fresh trim for the weekend, and a nice wee fresh trim because I need to look good. So I'm going to go and do this run. I've actually moved things about, so at the beginning of the week this was going to be an easy run, but I've now decided this is going to be my tempo run, so I'm going to go out and get that done just now. It's going to be tough, I'm probably not going to enjoy a lot of it, but we're here to do it. That's what it's all about, and it means on Sunday, rather than doing a tempo run, I've got a nice easy run to do. I probably won't film throughout it because I'm trying to hit paces and I want to make sure I can focus, but I'll fill you in on how it goes afterwards, so you'll see me in about an hour or so where I'm very, very sweaty. There we go, 14k ran. That was tough, but it felt good, and one of the best things about that was zero pain in my shin, which is huge, so really happy with that. That was a tough run, especially those the kind of middle 6 kilometres where I'm going pretty fast. Obviously I'm going at like 4:40, 4:30 pace, which, considering where I've been over the last few months, I'm really happy with being able to hold that. But really good run overall. So the kind of structure of the run was 2k warm up, 2k at 5 minute per kilometre pace, and then the first 3k I paced at 4:40, next 3k after that was 4:30, and then I had a rest kilometre, a recovery kilometre, and then another 2k at 5 minute kilometre pace, and then a final 1k cool down. First things first, before we do anything, we're going to get some electrolytes back on board because it's been quite a sweaty session. So look at the colour of that, nice and green. I'm going to get that down me. There we have it, dinner tonight. We've got 2 bagels, some cream cheese on them, spinach, 3 scrambled eggs, and then some cottage cheese there as well because it's actually so nice. So going to fire some hot sauce on that as well, and I've got a glass of orange juice too for some carbs. Arrived at the gym this morning. I'm feeling a little bit tired, to be honest, after last night's run. That was a tough run. Very rewarding though, in terms of what I'm going to get from it, because to be honest, I needed that. I needed that in terms of like my confidence running wise, and just for that kind of boost, just to say, do you know what, you've still got this. Like, even though you've not been running at this intensity for a long time, it's there, and you can tap into it when needed. So really happy with that, and excited to see how I can push that and progress it over the next few weeks or so. I'm going to go and do full body and some conditioning work, probably something on the ergs and maybe some wall balls in there as well, because I really like wall balls. They're my favourite station at High Rocks, so I really like training them, but need to get better at them on the 9s, on the 9 kilo wall ball. 6s, it's too easy now. so we need to make sure we're all doing the nines. But I'm going to go and do this full body workout, which is one of my favourite sessions of the week. And yeah. After my humbling in Milan at CrossFit, I've decided to keep some of the Olympic lifting in my programme, and I've got them here in the form of power cleans. Really good for your overall athletic development and power output. It's just a really good, fun exercise. You're just trying to lift something off the floor and get it up to your shoulders. So, good fun overall. Into my reverse lunges. This is my favourite exercise, I think, at the moment. It's really tough, but also very, very rewarding. And guys, if you're not doing it and you want juicy glutes, you should start doing these. This is a long set as well. It's 10 reps on each leg, so it feels very long when you're doing it, but the pump you get off it is incredible. So just finished conditioning there. That was tough. 20-minute EMOM, 15 calories ski. 15 calories row, 20 walking lunges, 15 calories in ski, and then wobbles, 25 wobbles, and after that a minute rest. Just 4 rounds of that. That was tough, as you can see. I'm very sweaty, but yeah, I'm going to cool down here on the bike for a couple of minutes or so, just bring my heart rate back down, and then I'm going to go get showered and head up the road. It's now Sunday, just about to go and do the final session of the week, which is a 70-minute run. Being honest, you can see this far enough. I'm not feeling particularly great, just feeling quite sore and stuff like that as well from yesterday, but going to go and do it, get it done, and then that is me done for the week. And then I'll put up my totals as well for the amount of time I've been on the bike, running and lifting this week. So I'm going to go out, do this. It's looking a wee bit cloudy, kind of drizzly at the moment, so nice conditions. It is still quite warm, but that is what it is. So I'll speak to you when I'm done. There we go, finished this evening's run. It actually was a lot better than what I thought it was going to be. It was just 70 minutes, nice and easy, zone 2, and some strides at the end there. And it actually felt quite good, to be honest with you. And my running this week has been brilliant. And I actually had a conversation last weekend with someone, and I said, I'm going to make a big breakthrough with training very shortly, imminently. And it turned out to be this week, which is amazing that I managed to capture it all. But it just feels like things are clicking into place again, and I'm ready to start taking the intensity back up to where I want it to be. I think it really helped this week getting in a couple more conditioning sessions, doing that, and also really focusing on getting my body weight down. Not getting it down drastically, but I do want to bring it down a wee bit, just going forward, just to improve my overall physique in general. But this has been a great week of training, honestly. I'm really happy with the way things are progressing. A lot of strength, PBs in the bike coming home, and some good runs in there as well. So things are moving in the right direction, and I'm really excited to see what's going to happen in the next few weeks. But if you've enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone as well that you might think could benefit. Doesn't make any sense. That you think could benefit from watching this. But I'll catch you on the next one.